Welcome on in, guys, to the Fairway Files. And today we have a very special episode. We are going to preview and kind of predict and talk about the 123rd U.S. Open at LA Golf and Country Club. Guys, I'm super excited for this one. This is the third major out of four. We're done with the Masters, done with the PGA, on to the U.S. Open. The only one after this is the Open. This, to me, is one of the best majors just because of the difficulty. That's it. And today, we're going to give you a winner, a sleeper pick, and then a top 10 lock that we have. We have done research, so it should be a very, very good episode. I'm joined by Bradley, Jacob. We're presented by Three Bold Takes. Guys, here we go. What is kind of just one takeaway you have going into this tournament? Like one storyline that you've been thinking about? Any idea, Bradley?
I can't remember the guy's name, but I mean he was all over Twitter, Mr. One-Handed Chipper himself, making the qualifier. I thought that was pretty awesome. Don't know how he's gonna do it, LA Country Club, but because them roughs are rough. But yeah, I'm excited to see him out there. So yeah, that's something that caught my eye for this weekend.
It's a very good point. I totally forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, just looking forward to the conditions and everything and seeing how that is. Like you said, Bradley, you said the rough, the LA Country Club's known for having being very hard course overall. So I'm kind of curious on like the score. Freddie, I know you got a kind of a dialogue here, but I want to get you guys' thoughts here for fun. What do you think the winner's score will be? Just number.
We did a golf pool at work, and that's kind of the tiebreakers to choose the score. And I went with 8 under par.
Okay, that's also what I was thinking too.
I'm gonna go with 11 under.
Okay,
11 under. Okay.
I think I think somebody I think old Brooksy can post an 11.
I think you just gave away your pick. All right, so I want to move on to first off the winners. Who do you guys have winning? And I'm going to put the odds up on the screen. You should be able to see it now. Not you guys, but the viewers here. I did send that in the group if you guys don't have it already pulled up. I think it's the top 10 in this picture here of odds, all the way down from Scotty Scheffler's plus 600 to Max Homa, who's plus 2,800. I do want to mention maybe a reason why Max Homa is on this list. It's kind of a random number, but he does hold the course record, 61. So he shot it while he was in college. So there is some history there with Max Homa and LA Country Club. So one interesting stat for you guys. But let's get it going. McLovin, Jacob, let's hear your winner. Because I know Bradley's, I think he already pretty much gave that away. So let's hear it.
Freddie, mine is just outside of the top 10 in odds wise. Well, actually, I think he's in the top 10. I think with the picture you have is like 6 or 7. Me and my dad like to do these friendly wagers sometimes. We'll both pick a couple of players, and this is one of the guys I chose. I believe in him. I think it's his time. It's Xander Schauffele. Saw him in person whenever we went to go see the players. Followed him for a while. Like him a lot. I think this is time, his week, to get a major.
I like it. Bradley, we will save you for last because I want to hear you kind of rant here a little bit. Do you remember in the last episode who I said that if he could putt, nobody would ever beat him? And you came up with a name that, yeah, go ahead and say it.
Come on, Scotty Scheffler?
Yep. Look, hey, this is 2 podcasts in a row, but let me say this. Scotty Scheffler is on his way to one of the best statistical seasons in the history of the PGA Tour. He is number 2 behind Tiger Woods in 2006 in strokes gained tee to green. That is historic. Now, if he putts well then it's over with. But it's a thing of like, not if he putts well, but just better than, worst in the entire field. I don't see anybody beating him personally. So that's my pick. He's 6-1. He's the favorite. I know that's kind of a weak pick. But the point of this is to actually pick somebody you think will win. And I love the Xander Schauffele pick. So Bradley, I can go ahead and, set you up here.
Well, to go off of what you said earlier, I saw the stat where, Tiger's 2006 year, he was over plus 3 strokes gained from tee to green, and he was plus 7.78 strokes gained on the green. Scotty Scheffler is plus 3 strokes gained from tee to green, and he's negative 0.50 strokes lost putting. So, which is crazy to think about, how he's second in his numbers on a performance of a year, and he's losing strokes on the putting green. I guess that would be something that caught my eye about this tournament. But no, my pick is going to be Victor Hovland. I think, I'm not picking. I know, I'm not picking Brooks. I think Brooks would be, a fantastic pick. I think if you're a betting man, you should always bet on Brooks Koepka when it comes around majors. But no, I think Victor coming off a recent dub or win, excuse me. He's kind of got that winning mindset in his mind, in the back of his mind. He knows what it takes to close out a tournament, and I think he's just been itching at a major for quite a while, and and then that's why he's my pick this weekend. So,
okay, that kind of shocked me, honestly, and what you said about him winning recently is one of the reasons why I don't think he'll win again, at least this quick. He may still be running on that emotional high, or in what you're thinking, he may use that to fuel his performance in the major. So very interesting pick there. So now I kind of want to switch on over to our sleeper pick. Now, you guys may have already kind of sort of given away my sleeper pick before we started recording. Name kind of got thrown out there. So I'll go ahead and go first with this one, and it's somebody I hate, somebody I do not like at all. Odds are 80-1, and that is Patrick Reed. Now, I've never liked Patrick Reed ever in my life. Have I liked him? However, when it comes to majors, he shows up. This happens every year, year in and year out, year out. Goodness gracious. He's only missed one cut in the last 9 U.S. Opens. That's pretty impressive to me. And then he's got, 2 top 20s at both majors this year. He is playing good golf, even though I hate the guy. I wish he would stay at LIV, and guys, we will be talking about that here coming up. But I wish he'd stay at LIV and never come back to the PGA Tour. But unfortunately, we have to deal with him at majors. So that's kind of my pick, 80-1 odds. I don't think he has a chance in Hades to win, but I think he'll play well. Who would like to go first? Or next, rather? Bradley, you got it.
So for my sleeper pick, I got someone who is kind of just not necessarily falling off the edge of the earth, but just hasn't really been in a lot of talks recently. But is still a fantastic player. And that's going to be Dustin Johnson. He's been I've been keeping up with him on the LIV Tour. In his last couple of events, he's been striking the ball very well, putting the ball very well. And, I think he's due. I would love for him to go out there and, post a great weekend. So, I got Dustin Johnson for mine.
I really miss him playing on the PGA Tour. I really, really do. I love that pick.
You and me both. Jacob?
All right. I have somebody that last year did not make the cut at the U.S. Open. Coming in, he came off actually hasn't made the last 2 U.S. Open cuts. So we're going to give you a little curveball here. Somebody that played very well last week in Canada at the RBC, and even went to a playoff and ended up losing the playoff. It's Tommy Fleetwood. I think he's gonna ride the momentum from this past one. I mean, he's had top 4 finishes before, top 5 finishes in majors before. Sleeper pick wise, I think he is very good and qualifies for that as under the radar at plus 4,500. So he's not too much under the radar, but he's still kind of under there.
I love that pick. That's such a great pick. He was actually on my list of chopping block picks. It was him and Justin Thomas. Even though, it's a big name and major winner, but it's still kind of a sleeper pick the way he's playing this year. So now we kind of move in here toward the end, the top 10 lock. Who is your one golfer? If you had to put all your money into one bet, who would you bet to be a top 10 finisher? Jacob, let's go right back to you.
Okay. Like you said, Freddie hasn't played that good this year. But I think he's going to start it off well on Thursday and have a good following rounds in the weekend. And you just said his name, Freddie. It's Justin Thomas. Riding or dying with him. I really love Justin Thomas. So that's who my top 10 finish is.
Wow. That's bold.
That is very bold. That's a pick right there.
Bradley, do you want to go next? You want me to?
Oh, you can go ahead.
All right. So
Pushing up the order.
my top 10 lock is somebody that has an astounding record at the U.S. Open. Not one, but he's finished in the top 10 5 or 6 times. McLovin, your pick, Xander Schauffele. He is a top 10 animal when it comes to majors, and even like multiple top 5s, I would say, over the course of the past 3 years. So he's my lock. Every dollar I have would be bet on Xander Schauffele to finish in the top 10.
Xander Schauffele. I like Xander a lot. My top 10 lock is someone who hasn't had good success at the U.S. Open, but has had pretty good success this year in majors. During the Masters, he kind of fought it out. He ended up making the cut during those terrible conditions at Augusta. It was pouring. I want to say he ended up shooting like even or 1 over, which, isn't terrible at Augusta. Wasn't terrible that weekend. But he finished top 10 at Oak Hill during the PGA Championship, and that's going to be Cam Smith. I think he's kind of due as well. And I mean, dude's a great golfer. He was on a tear last year before he went to live. So I got Cam Smith as my top 10 lock.
Wow. I like that pick a lot too. I haven't seen a lot of Cam Smith. Obviously, he went to live, but even then in the majors, they didn't really show him much love at all. Let's be honest. They don't like showing live golfers on a PGA Tour broadcast. Now, that might change. That might change moving forward starting this week. That'll be a good test to see if this merger is actually legit. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think we're about to have another video, so if our viewers want our full opinions on it, they can watch our next video.
That's true. That's true. Anything else that you guys would like to add? Anything else that you guys are kind of looking for? Any hidden storylines, anything like that? I want to throw this out there. 290-yard par 3.
Yeah. I'm pull a driver. If I had a driver, I'd pull it. Oh man, yeah, that's insane, dude. I think Jacob and I are in the same boat. We're just throwing up a hope and a prayer on that par 3.
Literally. And then I think there's a par 3 that's like 78 yards. Or like 112 or something. And it's like, oh,
I couldn't have met in the middle.
It's exactly right. It's exactly right. Just call it what? That's 360, 180 apiece. There you go. Same yardage. That's funny.
Deal with that.
Jacob, anything else?
Oh, that's all I got. Stay tuned for our next video.
Yeah.
The block party's over.
Yeah.
Those of you that were wondering about Michael Block, he missed the cut by 2. His son missed the cut by a lot more than 2.
We have been the Fairway Files. This has been another edition U.S. Open pod. Very excited to watch this and then catch us. We will be recording on Sunday again after the final round, and that video will be up on Sunday as well. Guys, I appreciate it. As always, stay tuned.
Peace.